Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another unboxing and I guess you could say this is kind of sponsored by my subscribers. This one I did pay for myself, but a lovely Instagram follower of mine actually reached out to me and let me know that she was up on Mandarake for a relatively decent price compared to what she usually goes for on Ami pre-owned section. And then this little figure here was actually gifted to me by a mutual who isn't currently active in the Discord server at the moment. They did have to step away from the hobby for a little bit, but they did gift this to me because I had sold them my Shimakaze 1/4 scale, and I added in an extra little figure along with Shimakaze. So they bought this and gifted it to me as a thank you, and they did actually include a little note, so I am going to read that. Hopefully they don't mind. I did let them know that I would be unboxing this in a video, and they didn't mind. So I was really touched by the Yukikaze you surprised me with when you sold me Shimakaze, and I saw the insane money you spent to ship them to me. I know you really took a hit from your initial sale price. Thank you. And then they said from their name, but I will leave that out because I don't think they care to be name dropped like that. But yes, so if you couldn't tell, this is going to be a monogatari mini haul, I guess. And this figure is actually a grail figure of mine. So I am super happy to finally be able to have her in my collection. I've been unboxing a lot of grail figures lately, but I can't really complain about it because I feel like I'm starting to finally get to a point where I have most of my grails. There are still a few that I would like to pick up, but at this point, I'm getting to a good point where I pretty much have almost every grail figure that I could really want. But yeah, so without further ado, let's just get right into it. We'll start with the smaller figure first. And this is going to be the Hachikuji prize figure by Sega. She is super cute. Alrighty. She does look very cute. I'm actually surprised that she has like a little mini blister package because usually prize figures will just kind of be like thrown in the box. And then here is her base. And then she slots onto the base very easily. So there she is on the base. And honestly, she does look pretty cute. It looks like there are a few little like scuff marks on her backpack, but it looks like dirt. So I might be able to get that off with just a little bit of soap and a cotton swab or a magic eraser. I swear by those things. Magic erasers are amazing. I love to use magic erasers to remove scuffs off of my figures, and it works amazingly. I can say that without a doubt. As far as like paint transfer issues though, I'll usually go in with a really light hand with a cotton swab and some nail polish remover, because that will usually help remove like paint transfer, but you have to be very careful and very light-handed with it, otherwise you can take off the underlayer of paint as well. So that one I don't always recommend, just because you can completely like ruin your figure if you're not careful. But yeah, magic eraser to get off scuff marks and dirt is like the way to go in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know, she's pretty cute. There are, like I said, a few scuff marks, but otherwise she's just, yeah, really adorable. I have to say I do quite like her. Very in character pose for her, and her little backpack looks super cute. I love her backpack so much. But yeah, so here she is, and I will just go ahead and set her on top of my PC for now. But yeah, so I just want to say another thank you to the mutual who gifted her to me. She is very cute and I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me, and even though you are not currently in the community, I still am very grateful for her, and yeah, and I'm glad that I was able to get you one of your Grail figures as well. But yeah, so let's go ahead and unbox this baby. Alrighty. So this is the Ononoki Yotsugi DX version, I believe. Yes, the DX version by Good Smile Company. I have wanted this figure for a very, very long time, since I even knew she existed. The minute I saw her, I knew I needed her, and she's just so precious and I love her so much, and just her character is super silly and just really adorable. So I knew that I really wanted this figure, but she tends to be quite expensive on the aftermarket. I think after shipping, I ended up paying about $260 USD for her, which is honestly pretty good. Or it's a, I wouldn't say it's super good, but it's better than what I've seen her go for. I've seen her go upwards of like 300 to like 400, and especially like people that are selling her on My Figure Collection, it tends to be kind of around there. I know there is a version of her that does not have all of the stuffed animals underneath her that is a little bit less expensive, but I did not want that. I didn't want to cheap out and go that route because I knew that I just wouldn't like it as much. The stuffed animals just add so much to it. I am a sucker for intricate and detailed bases, so of course I had to go with this version. I couldn't compromise. It wouldn't have made me happy in the end. So I'm glad that I was able to snag her for a somewhat decent price. And yeah, I definitely have to say, I think this is going to absolutely like kickstart my obsession with collecting monogatari figures, because there are a lot of really good ones out there, and there are a lot that I would really like to have in my collection. If I could, I would probably honestly have an entire detolf dedicated just to monogatari, because it is one of my most favorite series. I have a lot of cosplays from the series, and I just really love all the character designs a lot, and I think that they create really eye-capturing figures. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take her out of the box, and then we will go ahead and talk about her in depth. But actually, before I do that, I will talk about the box itself. So obviously on the front of the box, we have this really, really nice big cutout. And in this corner over here, we do get a nice photo of the figure. And down here it says 1/8 scale PVC. And it just says the name of the figure in Japanese. And yeah, so again, a nice picture of her right here, a nice viewing window to look at her. And then on the side of the box, we have the illustration that this figure is based off of. I absolutely adore this illustration. I think it looks so, so amazing. It is by Poyoyon Rock. I love Poyoyon Rock's work, or Akio Watanabe. They also go by that, I believe, as well. I think that's their name. But yeah, they do some amazing, amazing artwork. They are the same artist who does the illustrations for the Nurse Witch Komugi anime as well. So yeah, they're actually quite popular and a pretty common artist. So love their work. It's really, really good. But other than that, on the back, we have our typical warnings and whatnot. And then we have some more detail shots of Miss Yotsugi herself. And then on this side of the box, we do have another window and then another detail shot of the figure. And I will say, I think the colors of this box are really, really nice to look at. And they definitely coincide with her color palette very well. Obviously you have the orange and the teal, and then there's some black in there, and then this lighter kind of yellow color. It is very, very in character for her. So yeah, I guess I will go ahead and take her out of the box now, and we will go ahead and talk about her more in depth. Here she is all put together. She was super, super easy to put together. The chair just slots right onto the base, and then you just set her down into the chair, and then her little headpiece actually magnetizes on, so I love that. I also am a sucker for figures that have pieces that connect via magnets because it's so much easier, and it's just, honestly, it's just so much better in my opinion. So yes, but yeah, she looks super, super cute, and I just love all the detail on this figure. This figure is definitely like super, super detail oriented for sure. And you just can look at it for a long time and just see new things, and I really like that. So the art, as you can see, there's this little claw right here, and it's picking up one of the stuffies. So I think it's supposed to be like the theme of like a claw machine, because she is technically a doll. And there are scenes in the anime where she is inside of a claw machine, so I think it's kind of like a nod at that. But yeah, it's just honestly just super, super cute. And I love all the different like plushies around the base. They're all unique, and they all are like individually sculpted, and there's like an animal to represent each like animal that afflicts each girl, if that makes sense. Like for instance, Hitagi is afflicted by the crab, so there's a crab there. Hanakawa is afflicted by the cat, so there's a cat. Kanbaru is afflicted by the monkey, so monkey. Karen is afflicted by the bee, so it's a bee for Karen. And then right here we have the snake for Nadeko. And then I was trying to see if there's like a bird type plushie on here to represent the phoenix that Tsukihi? Yeah, Tsukihi is afflicted by. But I think the closest thing we have to that is like this little weird thing with wings over here. And yeah, and obviously we've got a snail for Hachikuji, so yes, it's all very cute, and I like it all. I definitely think that some of these plushies were intentionally picked to represent each girl, for sure. So yeah. And then the chair itself is actually sculpted really well too. The details on the back of the chair are actually raised up a little bit, so it's not just a flat thing that's painted. There is some 3D to those details, and I really like that as well. It's just those little things that just add so much depth and like detail to the figure. And like there's pieces of the chair that are missing. Although I will say the one thing that I feel like this figure is lacking a little bit in is shading, but due to the sheer size of the base and a lot of the other details, I feel like the lack of shading isn't as bad as if it were like on a figure that's very plain and not super detailed. So I can get over that, though I would have liked to see a bit more shading on the figure. Of course, there are some gradient shading, but there's not any super detailed shading. Like her hair has a little bit of a gradient to it, and her dress does also have a bit of gradient to it as well. And for the most part, the finish on this figure is all matte, but there are a few things that do have a finish other than matte. Her rain boots have a glossy finish, and then the little bell on the cat's collar also has a metallic finish. So I do think that is nice as well. I do like it when figures have a lot of different finishes because it adds a lot of texture, and it's really eye-catching. But I do think that if a figure has mostly the same finish and there's just a few things that have a different finish, it does pop a little bit more, if that makes sense. So I'm not like upset about that or anything. I do think for the most part a matte finish makes sense for the rest of this figure. And I feel like the finishes, the glossy finish and the metallic finish, make sense for where they're placed. So not a complaint whatsoever. But yeah, I don't know, I think she's really cute. I definitely think that like the little ruffle on the middle of her dress is lacking a little bit of detail. There are some like folds and ruffles to it, but I do think a bit more intense shading would have really added a nice bit of detail to that. But other than that, it's not bad at all. And honestly, I think she's super, super cute, and I'm very happy to have her in my collection finally. I've had her sitting in my storage unit for like months now, and it's been so hard to not just want to unbox her and look at her. I've had to wait because I knew that I wanted to film the unboxing, so yes, I do think she is super, super cute, and I am very happy to have her in my collection, and this makes me want to cosplay her even more. I just recently got her cosplay not that long ago, but that's also just been sitting in storage. But maybe it's about time that I pull it out and do a little photo shoot or whatever. But yeah, she's super cute. I'm really happy to have her in my collection, and I'm super, super grateful to the Instagram follower who reached out to me about her, because if they hadn't, I would not have seen her. I do not shop on Mandarake regularly, so I would have had no idea, and I definitely would have missed out on that. So again, I am very, very thankful to you. I appreciate it so, so much, because now I have another grail in my collection, and I couldn't be more happy about it. But yeah, so if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, a comment, maybe consider subscribing. If you want, you can also join the Discord server. There is a link in the bio. I won't be posting anything there for this video, of course, because this is just a safe for work figure. But when I post NSFW figures on the channel, I then post in the Discord server all the uncensored pictures and b-roll for those figures. That way, if you guys care to see them uncensored, you can. But yeah, so like I said, thank you again so much for watching my video. If you like it, leave a like, a comment, maybe subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.